Is it just me, or are dating apps getting worse now? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Zaria, and I typically make commentary videos just like this one. Remember how I made that video about a month ago and I was like, I'm gonna start back posting? I proceeded to film about 10 videos and hated all of them, so now here we are. Happy August. In today's video, I kind of wanted to talk about dating apps and my perspective on them and why I feel like they're getting worse. So I don't really think that I've ever made a video directly on dating apps, but I do know that I made a video a little bit ago about hookup culture and about the pressure to have like a hot girl summer and things like that. And dating apps do kind of encourage, like dating apps are kind of the center of encouraging the whole hookup culture thing and kind of almost in a way shaming people who don't want to participate in hookup culture. But about me is that I've been single for about 3 years, and I would say I've gotten to a point to where I'm kind of like in my protecting my peace era, basically, where I'm not going to put up with like foolery, whereas before I may have put up with a little bit of foolery just so I could like go on a date, you know. But now I'm kind of to the point to where it's like I am very thorough and I only want to be with somebody who I feel like I can actually be with, you know. So considering all of this, I brought my happy little self to dating apps. Now I've had dating apps since I've been single, really, but for the longest time I was just kind of swiping left and right just for like a ego boost. A person would talk to me and tell me how pretty I am and I'm like, oh my god, really, thank you, and then I would unmatch them when I was done talking to them, which is horrible. And I was part of the problem when it comes to dating apps in general, but I'm going to get into that. But all of this to say is that I don't go outside. So dating apps are kind of like the one thing I'm like, I can meet people, meet a bunch of different people, get to know them, and then eventually go outside if I feel like it. And to be honest, when I do go outside, I kind of have like my huge Sony headphones and I walk around and I give off that vibe of don't talk to me or I will fight you. Even though I'm like not an aggressive person at all, I just kind of give off that resting, just like mean face, you know. So dating apps are great because I get to like smile, I get to show a little quirky little personality. And regardless, with all of this encompassing, I am in my single era. I'm currently single, you know. Comment down below. Actually, don't comment down below if you want to date me, that would be weird. But now I've actually been fully into dating apps, right? When I first became single, I would obviously dabble in little apps. I would mostly dabble in like Bumble, Hinge, and then Tinder, even though I was banned on Tinder, and I still am technically banned on Tinder, and I found like a skirt around way to like have a Tinder. But while I was single living in Jacksonville at the time, I was kind of like the big three. I was getting a little bit of fatigue, and I was getting some of the worst experiences I've ever experienced in my life on like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, right? I mean, Tinder is obviously a place where a lot of people are just horrible, and mostly they're for hooking up, but there are sections of Tinder where you can find the love of your life. You can, you know, get married off of Tinder, but you know, for me, it wasn't really happening there. And what was annoying is that I was having these experiences with all types of gender. You know, usually men just kind of ruin dating apps, but this was like literally every single gender that I was matching with, that I was talking to. Very horrible experiences on pretty much all of these apps. Or they would just be the most gorgeous person ever, but then they would ghost me and then never speak to me again. So that also kind of sucked. Let me tell you that I feel like, as a preface, my problem is that I'm a very picky person. Like I mentioned, I know exactly what I want because I've been single for so long and I've had such a journey with my like mental health and being secure within myself, being able to be alone. I really don't want somebody to disturb my peace, to be honest. If I'm going to be with somebody, I want them to be an addition. I don't want to have to be dealing with fighting with somebody in the middle of a Chili's. Like, I just don't feel like it, you know. Maybe I would have felt like it before, but like now, nah, I'm not doing all of that. So because I was having such an issue with like, you know, Bumble, Tinder, Hinge, all of that stuff, I brought myself over to TikTok. Not to find a partner. I'm not James Charles, but I guess I also don't, you know, inappropriately message minors and all that stuff. But you get my point. Regardless, I went to TikTok because I wanted to see different types of dating apps that I could do specifically for Black women, because I know that being a Black woman already gives me such a hard time with dating, just point blank period. So I wanted to make sure I was going to a place that it could be safe to like actually find somebody to be with and not be worried that I'd be at the wrong end of a hate crime or getting sex trafficked or any of that stuff, right? I feel like I've downloaded so many dating apps right now that my FBI agent thinks that I'm the most lonely person ever, which is not necessarily true, but it gives off that vibe, definitely. So I wanted to talk about really why dating apps suck, in my opinion, the different dating apps that I was on. We'll give some quirky little funny stories towards the end of the video. And we're going to talk about my escapades and dating apps and all that junk. So let's just get into it. Sorry about the long intro, but I just needed to give you the background so that you understood what has brought me to this point, right? So I think the number one reason as to why dating apps suck is decision fatigue. So back when I was in high school, before Ron DeSantis banned AP Psychology, we learned about this thing called decision fatigue. And the decision fatigue is basically kind of like where you have so many choices that you're just kind of tired. You know, kind of like whenever you go to an ice cream shop and there's like a million different like flavors and you're like so like paralyzed by how many options there are that you literally just get the vanilla or the chocolate and then you move on. So my version of decision fatigue when it comes to dating apps is that for me personally, and this is going to be such a bad self-report, and I feel so like, when I was writing out all the dating apps that I was on, I honestly was like, oh my God, that is so horrible. And the fact that I'm still single is honestly embarrassing that I spent so much time and effort on these stupid little apps. But here is a comprehensive list of all the dating apps that I have been on between June to like a couple days ago. So I was on Tinder, Bumble, Hilly, Timey, Hatched, Black Dating, Coffee Meets Bagel, Her, Boo, Chat and Date, Raw. But you know, if any celebrities are watching this right now, recommend me for Raya. I would love to date someone famous. Well, not famous, but like, you know what I get. Like, I just want to date somebody with like money. Money also sounds bad, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I would love to be on Raya, but I haven't. I literally downloaded the app and I was like, oh wait, I forgot what this was, because I was just kind of like mass going through stuff, whatever. But all this to say is that I tried all those dating apps and there are still so many more that I saw on TikTok, but they were kind of more so hookup apps as opposed to dating apps, and I was really trying to just stick towards dating apps. The American Medical Association boils down decision fatigue to the idea that after making many decisions, your ability to make more and more decisions over the course of a day becomes worse, said Dr. McLean, a psychiatrist. The more decisions you have to make, the more fatigue you develop and the more difficult it can become. This is a personal problem for me, definitely. I'm a very picky girl, but also I like to very deeply vet the people that I'm looking into, because I know that beauty isn't everything. So I try, if I find someone that I'm like, oh, I don't really find them that attractive, I might be able to find them attractive by looking at the different things that they do, the different hobbies they have, if they care about certain social causes, things like that. Like, that means a lot to me, and I want to make sure I pick somebody whose like personality is compatible with me more so than just looks. And with me, the concept of scrolling through multiple dating apps all day was just so much on my tiny little mouse brain that I just couldn't handle it. My brain was full at the end of the day, and then still I was getting some of the most heinous, horrible messages from people, having so many misses, so many people that I'm like, oh, but this person's perfect for me, but then they don't match with me for whatever reason, and it just hurts, you know, it sucks. And after trying out so much effort, and as you know, I literally deleted all of them except for 2, because I was just so abundantly over it. So in my video, I actually haven't watched the playback yet because, you know, why would I do that? But one thing that I did know in my research that I did, aka excessive Googling, I found in this Pew Research study that they said 30% of adults in 2020 say they have used a dating app or site. Now, I do think that when we're talking about dating in general, we think about the dating app pool being a lot bigger than what it is, but what I will say is when it comes to the amount of users, so like last year, 366 million adults use dating apps in 2022. So considering all of that, the dating pool that we have even in our general vicinity, I don't know what the population of Atlanta is, but I'll put it on the screen right here when I have it. So considering the fact that a lot of adults between the ages of 18 to 29 are really not using dating apps as much as they claim they are, then that could be a reason as to why I feel like dating apps kind of suck. But I don't think that the solution is kind of to just have more people on dating apps either, you know? So from that 30% of adults who are on dating apps, 48% of them are 18 to 29-year-olds, saying that they use them. And about 20% of them have claimed to have gotten married or are in a committed relationship from it. So, with the 366 million adults that use dating apps in 2022, it is $1 billion industry. It literally made over $5 billion in 2021. And people claim, 3/4 of people on dating apps claim that they want a commitment. But I'm going to show you guys some little tidbits of my life on dating apps, and I'm sure you probably may not get that picture. 19% of users talk to 11 plus people at once, which again, decision fatigue. If I'm talking to 10 people at the same time, I'm not going to focus my attention on one person. And it's like, why would I? When I have so many options to do everything but that. Like, I get to pick and pick and pick, and I never actually get a solid answer. Though my problem right now is that I don't get matches at all anymore, which is something I'll get into later. But 35% of people on dating apps have at least had a 6-month-long relationship from it. Which, I mean, is cool, I guess. LGBT people are a lot more likely to be on dating apps in general. And in talking about how users feel online, 45% of users feel frustrated with the dating apps as a whole. 35% say that they make them feel very pessimistic and not very optimistic about their potential dating in the future. 25% say that they make them very insecure. And also, this is entwined with the fact that 36% of people feel overwhelmed by the amount of messages that they get. Now, with me, I don't get messages like that. Well, I did for one instance, which I'll talk about in a second. But it's frustrating. It feels very isolating. And I don't even know the statistics on Black women and how they are on dating apps, but I know that it's rough for a girl like me. And in general, when we talk about the breakdown of dating apps, at least when this was, studied, 32% of people on dating apps use Tinder, 22% use Bumble, 15% use Hinge, 15% use Plenty of Fish, and 7% use Grindr. There's more, but I only felt like including the ones that you guys knew about. Plenty of Fish honestly feels so millennial to me. Like, who uses Plenty of Fish now? Anyways.
Okay, so one other thing that makes dating apps suck like so much is social media. And yes, dating apps are technically social media. I know I literally went to school for it. You don't have to comment down below and call me stupid. But it makes it really hard because I feel like as a person living in Atlanta, Georgia, I should not know what a person who lives in Turkey looks like. Like I should only really be looking at the people in my specific dating area for people to date. But because I know that there are people in the world who look like Vinnie Hacker, it's kind of hard for me to find someone attractive when someone as hot as Vinnie Hacker exists and I see him online and he's a real person that walks around. I'm like, why would I want to date somebody who isn't as attractive when literally Vinnie Hacker is a perfect person? This is me volunteering myself to date Vinnie Hacker. I'm kidding. I mean, I don't think he would say this anyways. But all this to say is that with the knowledge of knowing that all these different types of people exist online, it is so hard to just sit down and be like, yeah, this person is really cute and attractive and they match my personality and they move on. Usually because you know that there are other people out there that you're never going to settle, but settling isn't really good anyways, but it's you're going to constantly look for somebody who looks like Vinnie Hacker or Hassan Piker or Angelina Jolie, Megan Fox. You're going to look for the most attractive versions of people in the regular people, but regular people don't look like Taylor Russell. It just is what it is, and you just gotta move on. But that alone makes it really hard to try to actually find somebody attractive, because it's you always compare. Even if you don't think you do compare to what you see online. So when it comes to specifically being a Black woman like myself, I fall into a weird category, right? Because I am definitely pretty. You can comment down below, call me gorgeous. But it's interesting because I'm not a stunning baddie, all the girls you see on social media, all the Black girls you see on social media that are literally stunning, and you're how does a person like this literally exist, and then you look at me. Again, I am very cute, I'm pretty, I know that, but in comparison, it's not. If a person is looking for a Black person to date, which sounds really messed up to say, but it's what I've experienced at this point in my life, they're always going to pick the person who looks like the baddie, the one who's has a bust down gorgeous lace front, is literally stunning, wanna be them one day type of stunning. But at the end of the day, it's really hard to find somebody to date correctly, because it's I'm always being compared to people that I shouldn't be being compared to. I should just be, you know, a person should look at me for me, you know, like I'm a normal average Black girl vibing. I have a job, I go to grad school, like, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to be like a normal person. But on dating apps, you literally get compared to like the most elite version of your race whenever you're dating like as a minority. But the point is that is like one of my experiences right now. Like, and for me, this is something that I definitely struggle with. I will say that at the end of the day, like, if I don't find somebody physically attractive, I'm not gonna want to, you know, date them and be around with them, because if I don't find them attractive, then I'm never going to make them, like, I'm never going to eventually find them attractive. For me, it's like, I can be attracted to you, like, your personality, your thoughts, and if I already find you a little bit attractive, then like, you're gorgeous, you're perfect for me. But if you are baseline not attractive to me, there is literally nothing that is going to make me be like, yeah, I'll date you. That sounds really horrible for me to say, but I promise that is what everybody thinks about. Not everybody, but most people, that's what they think about, which is why dating apps suck. And like, one thing that I have noticed with me, and this is definitely like a me thing, whenever I like, because I swipe on people all the time, I swipe right on a lot of people, because I'm not very picky in the sense of finding somebody attractive. However, what I have discovered is the people that find me the most attractive are typically the gun-toting, Confederate flag waving, January Sixers, capitalist, who think women shouldn't have rights, that just find me so attractive for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it's really hard, because I can't date somebody who I can't like align with like mentally. It's a mix between that, people who just don't politically align with me like at all, and then you have people that are just really, really creepy on dating apps as well. I can't express to you the amount of creepy people that I've come across on dating apps that look so normal. Not that creep has a look, you know, it's not like I'm, you know, like an SNL sketch and it's like the Creeper song or whatever, but it's like creepy people. And then I have people who are, you know, stunning, gorgeous. Again, when I talk about this, I'm talking about all genders right now, because I am bisexual, so I will date anybody. Not anybody, but like, you know, I'm not very picky about the, you know, like gender identity and things like that. So this experience with everyone, that I can confidently say that there are a lot of people who like have a fetish for Black people, and I'm sure that's not a shocker to you, but for me it sucks when I see somebody who fits all my criteria. My criteria isn't like that bad either, but it's like they fit all my criteria, they're in the correct age range, they're everything that I could ever want, and then I talk to them and then they give me some of the most disgusting sexual questions I've ever heard in my entire life, to which I then block them. I kid you not, I get some of the most insane messages ever that are so overtly sexual that it's like, clearly I'm only being seen as a sexual object to this person on an app like freaking Hinge. You know, on Hinge, you only get a certain amount of likes every single day. The fact that a person would choose their like to then degrade me is insane. Literally insane. But this is what I'm talking about. Dating apps are just so rough. They're so rough. You know, and I know that there are people out there, like, I'm sure I'm going to get so many comments of somebody saying like, oh, I found love of my life on Bumble. Both of my parents found their partners on dating apps or a dating website, like, you know, like that. And I am single, unmarried, single for 3 years. So clearly, you know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Feel free to enlighten me if you think I'm doing something wrong. But clearly you can find someone who can be the love of your life, your soulmate, on a dating app. But I also feel like that dating, it's something that you have to like try so hard for. And as we discussed in the previous section, I have decision fatigue. There's too much, too many apps, too many things, too many people. Some of the apps have like nobody on it because they're so new, which is fine, but it's like so frustrating. Breaking down my experiences on the top apps that I use, and I used a lot, as I mentioned in the video that I filmed previously, but these are the breakdowns of the popular ones, or the ones that I happen to use the most. So Tinder, I don't know why I thought that I would find my soulmate on Tinder. I really thought that maybe I was going to be one of the ones, but everyone on the app, well, not everyone, most people on the app just want to hook up and they don't actually want to have an actual relationship, and they're like, I'm just here for fun, and it's like, okay, weird. Bumble has potential, but it honestly frustrates me so much that I have to like beg for someone to talk to me. Like, I message them first and then the match still expires, and it's like, okay, like, men make a claim that, you know, women never want to talk to me on dating apps, and then I do, and then I don't get any responses. Hinge,
I have the most hope for Hinge. I think I mentioned that in my video. Hinge, I feel like, has the most possibilities, and the algorithm is fine-tuned to you as a person. However, my algorithm must think that I'm ugly. That's another thing. Hilly, horrible. I got on Hilly because of TikTok, and I wish I never did at all. Timey or Tammy, I don't know, also saw that off of TikTok. It's even worse. And I got way too many notifications, which I will show you in a second. Trust me. Hatched is actually very cute and good, but there aren't enough users on it because it's still a very new app. And like, I know that it's really only in Georgia at the moment. So if they get more users, I might go back on the Hatched. It was really cute. But again, like, not a lot of people. Black, horrible. Would not recommend. Coffee Meets Bagel, very cute, but I feel like there aren't enough users in my area. I think that it is an opportunity for someone to find someone, but me, probably not. Her, too many notifications, and then I also never really got many matches, and the matches that I did get were kind of like, oh my god, you're so pretty. No, you're so pretty. You're so gorgeous. Oh my god, thank you. I love your tattoos. I love your tattoos. I love your hair. Ghost. Boo is an app designated for like introverts, and I'm an introvert sometimes. It wasn't really good. I got a lot of notifications, and the people on there just weren't really necessarily my type. Not that I really have a type, but I know that it's not that. So yeah. Lastly, Raw. I'm still on Raw, like, actively, but I don't really like it. It's kind of like Be Real, but for dating apps, and I think that it's kind of stupid in a way, because you can't see their whole profile until you match with them. But it's like, obviously, if a person like has their phone up with their face up looking like a potato, like, obviously no one's gonna want to swipe right on that. But then it's like, if you don't, the person might actually be really attractive, and they just take really bad in the moment pictures. You can redo them, but again, it's still like a picture that you can't like curate and like look really nice for, and it does like the front and the back kind of like Be Real. But that is my dating app reviews.
The reason why I'm having this problem with dating apps, and I know what it is because I went to school for digital audiences, so I know a bunch of stuff about marketing and algorithms and AI and all of that stuff. And what I will say is that dating apps are incentivized to keep you on them. Obviously, capitalism exists. People want to make the most money possible. So if they can manipulate the algorithms to make you stay on the app longer, they literally will. For a while on my dating apps, if I came across a person that was like the opposite of what I wanted, I would just close out the app and like not go on it for the rest of the day, just because I was trying to train the app to know that if I see someone like that I'm not going to continue being on the app anymore. It kind of works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's like an example. Apps such as Hinge like will literally tell you like it's designed for you to delete us, but in actuality they don't want you to delete Hinge. They want you to keep on Hinge. They want you to keep on using it because they get more money. You spend money on roses, or I think they changed it to super likes now. They want you to spend money on getting extra likes, on undoing things, like all this stuff. Like, they want you to spend money on the app, so of course they're going to want to keep you on there. Of course they're going to show you to people who you don't find attractive at all, because they want you to stay on there until you find the right person, which sucks, but that's capitalism, baby, you know. But apps like Hinge, Bumble, Tinder are like the biggest ones that are like, pay us and you'll be able to find the love of your life, you know. And like one day I actually got like the Bumble like Beeline thing where it shows you everybody who's liked you. And I was like, this is what I discovered. I was like, wow, I think the problem is just me. Maybe I'm attracting the wrong type of people. So maybe I need to assess that like with myself. But yeah, algorithms, they make it so that you have to stay on their apps as long as possible. That goes for any app literally ever made. That's like the one thing they're supposed to do, is to keep you on it so they can make more money off of you. So these dating apps, the goal is kind of to milk you dry of all of your money so that you become so desperate that you finally decide to go on a date with somebody. Let's say you date them for 2 years, then you break up because you were never compatible in the first place, and then you guess what, you go back to the dating apps to then do the cycle all over again. And it sucks, right? It sucks. And I wish I could say there's a better solution. Go outside. You can't be going outside finding people like this anymore. People are weird in public, you know. So I don't even know what the solution is, but it's very frustrating, I will say. And now I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the interactions that I've had on these dating apps.
Firstly, I wanted to show you guys, it'll be on the screen, but I got notifications from from Timey. Granted, I had just downloaded the app, and I kid you not, I would get hundreds upon hundreds of messages
Like, it was to the point to where I was so exhausted. I didn't even want to open the app. And I turned off notifications, and I still get emails from this app talking about all the people that liked me, the people who looked at my profile, and the types of notifications that they give you also are like insane. This one says, caution, failure to open may give you FOMO. For a man? Probably not, but it was bad. Every single person, it was bad. And I had to shut off my phone because of the notifications that I was getting. And then I'd go to sleep, I'd wake up, and I'd be like, 400 new messages. Now I know that I'm cute, but I'm not that cute. That just feels like a setup. I don't know. So this one, I actually got this the other day on Hinge. Matched with this, I probably shouldn't use his name. We'll block out the names. I decided. Okay, so this person, I messaged him. He seemed really cute. He messaged me on Hinge. Older Jewish guy, very cute. Not older like 40s, but older like he's like 30, I think, 20, something like that. And he was Jewish. I was like, I'd love to date a Jewish man. Not in like a weird way, just, you know. We were talking about race, intersectionality, if you will. And this dude literally said, and I'm less safe than you since I'm a Jew. Everyone wants to kill me these days. I don't know if you've ever seen that TikTok of that one black woman that got hit in the face with a brick for telling a guy no, but I don't think that you're any less safe than I am, or more safe. This one is a profile for a guy. His about me says, where is my Fikiana? P.S. A great personality is key. Who wants to go to the gym with me? Bumble profile. Great. This person, their about me says, I identify as a threat. My pronouns are try/me. Love going with the flow. Love trying new things. Cosplayer. In the kitchen. I can Street Fighter. I bet you do. Next, I have a quote on my Hinge profile. It says, I will not accept the life that I do not deserve. We love Pearl. Not Pearl. X, I believe is what the movie is in. Love Pearl too. Pearl is my Joker. But this person says to that, given what you have here and what kind of relationship you're looking for, I feel that you shouldn't settle for people who can't commit. Seems it would cause some resentment. Why are you as a man telling me what I need to do with my dating life? Last time I checked, it's my I didn't match with him, by the way. But the point is that you shouldn't tell me how I should date people based on what I see on my profile. I say that for a reason. I don't need you to mansplain me what I want. This one of my favorites, one of the more recent ones. Hey, what's up? He says, hey, nothing much. Just chilling before I go hang out with friends. Can't help but admire you. Heart eyes emoji. I respond, aw, thank you, with like a little hearts emoji is one of my favorites. And he says, I like your tig old biddies. Now, if you're like a younger Gen Z, you may not know what that means, but there is this old thing on the internet where this guy made a song called Tig Old Biddies, and it was like a whole thing. I think it was your friend Martian or your favorite Martian or whatever. I unmatched him. Next we have, not sure what I'm looking for, in parentheses, Asians. But we'll see. We won't, actually. We're censoring names. Never mind. This profile is someone that says, again, sorry, Mom, let me come right now for as long as you'd like. I don't need anything in return unless you want to give back. For clarification, his first picture is him with a dog. And it's like, take care of your dog. Like, why are you posting like this? Anyways, this one, not the picture. I'm not going to show his face. Obviously, I'm not insane. I don't want you to stalk these guys or these people, like, you know. But this shirt says, I heart big booty Latinas. And that's his first picture on his profile. Now, I'm not a big booty Latina, so clearly I wasn't for him, but still, just why, you know? Next, we have, hello, hey, do you want to have sex with me right now? Sir, people can be murderers. People, like, literally, someone could pull up and rob you, drug you, Cardi B you. Why don't men have the same sort of decorum that women do? I don't know. This one, not gonna say that I hated it, but what I will say is that it gave me, I was confused. Not saying that I wouldn't want this, but also the wording kind of scary. The vibe, kind of scary. By chance, are you looking to be worshipped or served? I'd love to elaborate given the chance. I think you like what you heard. I think he meant to say here. Either way, on my profile, one of the things that I have is kind of quirky, kind of funny. I like to be a little bit mean on dating apps. I put, I'm convinced that I must be ugly because of the men that like me on here. He responds, we're not all ugly, don't worry. Says he's in this video. I feel like I don't need to clarify any further on that. That's so weird. I'm not like, it's just like, if I'm not attracted to you, I'm not going to talk to you. That feels like so counterproductive, you know? This one says, again, is it threatening? I don't really know, but I felt uneasy reading it, so I unmatched. Guy, so cute. Great age range. But this message alone made me a little creeped out, so I decided to not match with him, but he was very cute. I do want to make that clear, like, he's very cute. Love those glasses and your tattoos. Are you feeling spontaneous from movies, cuddles, and wine tonight or tomorrow? It will be fun, Zaria. Am I crazy, or does that feel like someone just trying to murder me? This says, respectfully, I'd slut you out. If you don't know what that means, don't Google it. Don't Google it. This guy, interaction that we had, again, we had been messaging back and forth for a while. This is a part that I screenshotted, you know. There are two sides to every story, but I don't care. This guy says, by the way, he asked me if I ever dated a white man before. I was like, yes, I have. I would say, unfortunately, LOL. But yes, I have dated a white man before. Dr. Umar is shaking in his boots. And I was like, why do you ask? And he says, I've always been more attracted to black women, but I've also dated black women, LOL. So, and I said, is there any specific reason for that? Because, you know, being black, you kind of got to be on the edge. Like, maybe someone might be fetishizing me, trying to make me an object, things like that. He says, I've also just found they attract me more, too. I'm a go where I'm celebrated, not tolerated, LOL. I find myself clicking, relating, and being more interested in. And TBH, I just think black women are beautiful. Since a little kid, I was like, yep, I like that a lot. To which I responded LMAO, and I did not message him back. This guy says, I have a knack for some brown sugar. To which I responded, that feels racially charged, and then I promptly unmatched them. Next, we have this man. His job is pure blood at Let's Go Brandon. So already, you know, interesting. His gender is questioning Poon Slayer. If you don't know what that means, don't Google it. He says, all I want is a big, beautiful family, but all y'all hoes want to do is abort my children. Pass. There's so many layers, so many questions to that. I don't even really want to get into it. But yeah. This one's profile says, looking for a sex slave, TBH, to do things with for fun. This is interesting because their interests, athletics, video games, takeouts, anime, and boba. Love a good boba. 5'11", active. Aquarius with a graduate degree, which is personally what I'm looking for, someone who's in grad school or has a master's degree. Drinks socially, never smokes. Looking for something casual. Don't want kids, atheist, and vaccinated. Honestly, sounds like a match made in heaven. The last one that I have, the last one that I could find and scrounge up for this video was, what's good? You like white boys? I mean, I did match with you. I know. I have never been with an African American woman. That includes a mixed as well. Is that like an issue? Nah. I'm trying something new. You got a Snapchat. My memory, this man was also like 28. And those are the messages, guys. Again, dating apps suck. I don't really know. I mean, I recorded the second portion of the video because I realized I never actually included it in the first version of the video. But all this to say is that I don't understand dating apps. I want to find somebody and I want to be in a relationship like so bad. But like, why is it so hard, man? I don't get it. I don't understand it. But yeah, back to me talking normally again, I guess. I don't know where this video even leaves off. But at the end of the day, dating apps suck. I feel like they kind of always have. Now there are more apps that are better suited for people, but I feel like in this particular moment, I'm kind of over it. And I feel like I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life. And maybe one day Vinny Hacker will love me. I'm kidding. I actually don't want to date Vinny Hacker. Well, no, I'm kidding. But maybe the love of my life is probably somewhere in like Croatia right now. And I will never know. So I'm just, putting it up in the air. Whoever's meant for me, they will come to me eventually, but I'm kind of over dating apps, and they've just gotten so much more worse than how they were before because of capitalism and greed and everything combined. So I guess that's literally it. Comment down below, let me know your experiences on dating apps, if the person you're with right now you found on a dating app. If you know anybody who's gotten married or has been in lifelong relationships off of dating apps, your experience on dating apps, especially if you're Black like your girl. I would love to know like what you think about different dating apps and how it's been for you. Comment if you are in a similar situation like me. Say if you've been single for forever, I just want to know. I like knowing little things about you guys, so make sure to comment down below, let me know your vibe. And make sure to subscribe to me, pretty please. That would be really great, especially since I haven't posted in forever, so YouTube is gonna hate me for the next 2 months. So subscribe to me so they know that I don't suck. And yeah, that's literally it. Make sure to like the video, pretty please. It really does help with videos, especially since I haven't posted for so long and the algorithm hates when people don't post. So that would be really great. And that's also literally it. So make sure to stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.